I don't want to stream the game because I literally get stream sniped every day by a Symmetra one trick, and I try to hide my screen, but they can still have a chance to get in, and they just play Symmetra. I don't want to play that. It's not fun. And I said before, I said it this morning too. I don't play because I'm super good. I just like the game. You know what I'm saying? I like playing the game. I enjoy, Overwatch and when I play together as a team. But dude, like, and you got Effect getting in trouble because he's reporting someone for stream sniping playing Symmetra. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in playing that.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump, and today we're going to talk about two very relevant news stories that have happened over the last few days. The first one I'm going to talk about is the disciplinary action that Blizzard recently took against a player who'd been session joining streamers like TimTheTatman for extended periods of time and completely ruining not only his but thousands of players' experience in ranked matchmaking. Now, I have to profess that I'm a fan of Tim and I do often watch his streams, and recently it was painfully obvious just how much effort one particular player was putting into ruining Tim's matches. What this player would do is try and Q-snipe Tim, only pick Symmetra, and proceed to throw the game. This would happen sometimes for hours in a row. Now, I don't know about you, but if that was my everyday matchmaking experience, I would probably have quite a similar reaction to Tim. It got so bad that Tim, who is one of the most visible streamers of Overwatch as a game on Twitch, was considering leaving the game completely. Now, this particular person had not only done it to Tim, but other pros and other streamers as well. In particular, Emongg was a very prominent victim, the player even naming one of his session joining accounts Emongg to let that streamer know exactly who was joining and ruining all their games. Emongg estimates that this particular person ruined over 400 games of his. Now, I think most of us would agree that that behaviour has crossed the line from innocent stream fun into the much more darker territory of sustained and targeted online harassment. Now, you would think in the era where all viewers are able to clip examples from people's streams and the players themselves being able to report griefing on this scale, that someone like this doing this kind of behaviour wouldn't last that long. The problem was that this player seemed to be able to evade long-term bans or have so many accounts that if one got banned they could just jump on another. This led to many people asking questions of Blizzard just why it took them so long to stop it, and it raised further doubts about the robustness of the reporting feature. Is it really capable of dealing with this kind of sustained toxicity? Now, to be fair to Blizzard, their response to all this has actually been quite strong. What they did was they investigated many different accounts and found that they were all controlled by one particular person. All these accounts had been sanctioned before, including lengthy suspensions or even banned, but the fact that it was one person was only found out recently, after some quite thorough investigative work. That player has thankfully been completely permanently banned from ever playing Overwatch again, no matter what the account. And what's more, the Blizzard rep who's responsible for all this, Griffin, has opened the channels of communication for manually sending him evidence of this kind of thing in the future. That's not only open to streamers and pro players, but anyone. Now, a few people who were involved in the Reddit thread where Griffin had originally detailed what Blizzard had actually done to counter this kind of memed him and said, well, rip your inbox. But Griffin replied with, you'd be surprised how few people take up this offer. However, I get the feeling that after this very public Reddit thread and response, that's not going to be the case anymore. Overall, I think this is a good thing. It is a net improvement if Overwatch as a game has these kinds of players who seek to ruin others' fun permanently removed from the population. Did it perhaps take Blizzard too long to respond properly? Maybe, but I'm just glad that some good did eventually come of it. Our second story for today has to do with a much publicised transfer of potentially the Overwatch League's first female pro player. Now, originally when this story broke, it was largely thought that Geguri, the very famous Zarya player, was going to be joining a contenders team, which is kind of like the Overwatch League's feeder league. However, the story has been updated. It now looks as if she's set to join the Shanghai Dragons, along with a number of other Koreans and an unnamed Chinese player. Now, if you've been watching the league and know anything about it, I don't need to tell you that Shanghai have needed help for a while. They're currently sitting at a 0-8 record, and despite signs of improvement recently, they're many people's picks for the weakest team in the entire league. So it's good for them that they're getting fresh talent into that team. I'm really happy for Geguri and the other players that got picked up, playing in the Overwatch League is an amazing opportunity. However, the story of the league's first potential female pro was always going to attract a lot of attention, and not all of it being about her performance. Last month, there was a bit of a debate about diversity in the Overwatch League, with some people arguing that the league and its teams should have done a better job of getting a more diverse spread of players into the league as a matter of principle. The game is very diverse, why should the league and its pro players not represent that? Well, I think to answer that, the league is supposed to be the top level of competitive Overwatch. Players are supposedly picked up on merit, and not to facilitate any particular agenda. Geguri herself tweeted, "I don't want people to use my story as a way to forward their own ideologies. She has shown displeasure at being used in this way. I'm almost certain that she would only want to be picked up because she deserved to be there, because she was good enough." And the idea that teams or Blizzard would ever want to shut out players from a certain group is, in my opinion, completely untrue. If looked at even slightly cynically, being the org that hires the first female pro has direct PR advantages. There's no way they would ever be closed off to that option. I have real empathy not only for Geguri, but other prospective female pro players, because I'm sure they just want to reach their goals based on how much they deserve it, how much they've earned it. It is fantastic news that the Overwatch League will have its first female pro player. I feel like she's going to let her play do all the talking for her, and if she does succeed, she will definitely become the gaming icon that a lot of people want her to be. I'm really happy for her and Shanghai. Let's hope they can massively improve in Stage 2. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another one of our videos again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.